Hello everyone, welcome to my Emmerdale channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Dylan update. Teen's fate confirmed in ITVX early release episode of Emmerdale. Dylan Penders was put into an induced coma last week after being brutally run down in Emmerdale. We've spent the last few days hoping and praying he pulls through so he can tell the truth about Rye and Celia. The episode opens with that familiar chill in the air, the kind that settles over the village whenever a young life hangs in the balance. For days, there's been a painful silence around Dylan's condition, with nothing more than the agonizing knowledge that he remained unconscious in a hospital bed. I think that absence of news has only deepened the dread, especially when we know just how much rests on whether he wakes up or not. Last week's horror still looms large. Dylan saw exactly who Celia is beneath her carefully constructed facade, and it's clear he understood far too late how dangerous his situation truly was. Believing Rye might be swayed, especially now that he's entangled emotionally with Laurel, he tried to coax him into doing the right thing and going to the police. For a moment, it almost felt possible. Rye even offered to drive him there, and I think viewers could sense that flicker of hope Dylan desperately clung to. But of course, in Emmerdale, hope can be a cruel trick. Rye's apparent change of heart was nothing more than a setup. Calling Celia before taking off, he allowed her to force Marlon and Rona to watch the nightmare unfold. The sight of Rye speeding towards Dylan is something that will haunt them for a long time, and the heroin injection that followed was a chilling reminder of how far Celia's influence reaches. I think this moment showed just how deeply broken Rye has become, torn between guilt, fear, and Celia's control. Even then, some small sliver of conscience must have survived inside him because he called an ambulance. But when Patty and April arrived at the hospital, any hope was immediately crushed by grim updates and warnings to prepare for the worst. Patty, convinced Dylan had relapsed, carried his own misplaced guilt into the situation, and that emotional weight has colored every scene since. Celia and Rye, meanwhile, were furious to learn Dylan had made it through the first night. Their cold calculation that he might still die or remain brain damaged reveals just how monstrous they have become. It's clear they see him not as a boy, but as a threat, one who could unravel everything if he survives. And then, in today's ITVX early release episode of Emmerdale, the clouds shift ever so slightly. Patty is left shocked and overwhelmingly relieved when doctors reveal Dylan is showing genuine signs of improvement. His vital signs are strong, his body is responding, and they may soon attempt to bring him out of the coma. Watching Patty's hope return is incredibly moving, because for the first time he allows himself to believe this boy might actually come back. Naturally, Marlon immediately begins to imagine what this could mean. He's clinging to the belief that once Dylan wakes, he'll tell the police the truth and finally bring Celia and Rye's reign of terror crashing down. I think Marlon's desperation here is painfully human. He needs a lifeline, something to pull his family out of the nightmare they've been dragged into. But hope is fragile in this storyline. Dylan waking up could be the turning point, or it could be the trigger for something even darker. Both Celia and Rye know exactly how dangerous a conscious Dylan would be. The question now is whether they'll strike again before he can speak. There's a sense of something brewing just out of sight, a tension that suggests this apparent upswing may not be the calm they want it to be. And so we're left wondering whether Dylan truly is on the road to survival, or whether this fragile moment of relief will dissolve as quickly as it arrived. Emmerdale rarely lets its villains fall easily, and the path ahead for Dylan and for everyone caught in Celia's web still feels frighteningly uncertain.